There's a big goonie on the hill. Wow, I didn't hardly even feel that thing. So I'm going to conduct my tests for the different spring rates a little bit differently than I did for the shocks themselves. We already know the Walker Evans is an improvement over the factory shocks for pretty much any condition. But Walker Evans right now puts 250-pound springs on their shocks. Now for me, those shocks seem to work fine, but again, I am one that I fly in my little Pioneer. I'm pedal to the floor a lot of the time. And faster speeds 30 and above, the 250-pound springs are nice at soaking up the constant bumps. But admittedly, most owners of Pioneer 500s probably get the machines for more leisurely riding. You know, they're taking it to their hunting stands, you know, just to explore out in the woods at lower speeds. And at lower speeds, the 250-pound springs can still be a little bit rough ride. So Walker Evans sent me some different spring rates to test. And I'm going to tailor my tests more for what the average rider would face. And most owners that are just using it for, you know, leisurely driving around, they're going to want the softest, plushest, cushiest ride they can get. So for all my tests on all the different springs, I'm going to crank the compression down on my shocks to full soft all the way around. The next test I'm going to do for you guys is going to be through a wooded trail that I have here that has several large outcroppings of rock. Now this is a trail where you can't really go any faster than 5 to 8 miles an hour because of the rocks. It's more technical and you have to work your way up over it. So I'm going to walk through it here and show you the different sections we'll be going over. So this is the first section we'll encounter. This big rock and goonies right here we have to maneuver around. So the next section we're going to come across is this little outcropping of rocks here. Again, this is nothing real huge or that awful technical, but this is a good idea of what you're going to find on your trails in the northern East Coast. After that then, we do have this section of hill here we have to climb. It has a few little rocks here and there spread out. Nothing too big. Here's one up ahead here we got to go over. That's probably the biggest one on the hill. And then here at the top of the hill, we have what I'm going to call the rock garden. Now, it's hard to see here because of all these weeds, but if I get you down close here, you can see how in amongst these weeds is just a bunch and a bunch and a bunch of rocks. All right, through the woods, here we go. Again, I'm going to try to keep my body as relaxed as possible and let the machine throw me the way it throws me. First rock, not too bad. I'm going to try to maintain around 5 miles an hour through here. They get pelted with wet leaves. Here we go, here's the main rocks. Up the hill. Big rock. And into the rock garden. Which is probably the worst of it right there. Just for giggles, let's go ahead and hit the same path on the return trip. You guys don't mind watching me bounce around, do you? You know, even though it gets a little annoying to be bounced around, I still get a little bit of an enjoyment out of that. Give me another 30 years when my body's a little more worn down, then I might not enjoy it so much. Big rock drop. These little Pioneers have great engine braking too. All right, here comes our main rock obstacle. body loose, letting the machine throw me whichever way it throws me. Daddy long leg. One of the benefits of riding in the woods is you get all kinds of spiders and leafy bugs and all kinds of critters on you, even with a windshield. And then the final test we're going to put the different spring rates through is going to be the creek crossing followed by the washout hill. Now the nice thing about this test is the creek crossing with the large rocks, as hopefully you guys can see, is a slow technical part that leads into then what we have to hit at a greater speed to get up the washed out hill. As you guys can see, there's some good sized rocks that stick up on here from the rain washing this out. But we have to make sure to carry up enough speed to get up it. So we got to hit these pretty hard. It's hard to keep your body loose and let stay in control of the machine. You can see on that part with the stiffer Walker Evans, I did actually have a couple spots where I bounced clear out of the seat. So I'm going to head back to the house, hopefully swap out these springs without too much hassle, and we're going to hit the trail again and see if the softer springs make a big difference. Alright guys, this is it. As you can tell probably by my filthy shirt, I came straight from finishing up swapping springs to right here to the trail. Now, I haven't rode on this yet. You guys are going to experience this the exact same time I am. So let's go ahead and run through my little bit of trail here. And I'll again try to keep my body nice and loose. We're still on the softest compression setting. Still 5 pounds of air in the tires. So let's see how these shocks do. Wow. That didn't hardly jostle me at all through that part. Their other main rock. Still a big improvement, guys. Up the hill. There's a big goonie on the hill. Wow, I didn't hardly even feel that thing. There's the main jostler up ahead, the rock garden. Let me get her down to about 5. Again, I'm trying to keep my body loose. Alright. Let's hit it again, going back in the other direction. Keeping my body good and loose, letting the machine throw me. Big difference, guys. Big difference. Big drop off the rock. Body's loose. Not bad, not bad. Definitely an improvement over stock. Big improvement over stock. And an improvement over the 250, 275 spring setup that they came with. Cross the creek and head up this steep washed out hill. And remember, with the other springs, when I first drove up this hill, there's a couple big bumps there that bumped me out of my seat. So let's see how this does. Get across the creek crossing. Here's my Appalachian draw. This is Appalachian Mountain Riders after all. Might as well speak a lingo, the Appalachian. I don't know how well you guys could see that. I did still have a little hop out of the seat there on them two big rocks as I start up that hill, but not as bad as when I had the 275 and 250 on here. So since filming the tests you just saw, I've put about 20 miles or so on these Walker Evans with the softer springs. And my opinion on them is that if you're looking for the absolute softest, plushiest, most cushioniest ride that you can get out of your Pioneer 500, then these are definitely the springs to go with. Now, is that saying that you're going to have a perfectly smooth ride? No, and you can't expect it to. You just look at these cute little A-arms. Okay, these are still our limiting factor on our ride quality. You're just not going to be able to get a perfectly smooth ride with A-arms this short. But when you compare the ride of the stock shocks with the Walker Evans with the softer springs, it is like the difference between the ride of a Model T Ford compared to a Cadillac. So most of you out there that are watching this because you're interested in the Walker Evans, 175 pound and 200 pound springs are going to be what you want to go with for probably 98% of you watching. These shocks really are going to give you the best ride quality you can get out of this little guy, in my opinion. So if you own a Pioneer 500 and want to get a set of Walker Evans shocks for your own machine, then head over to Walker Evans Racing. I will leave a link in the description below. You will notice that Walker Evans now offers the 175 pound springs and the 200 pound springs on these shocks from the get-go. But before you head over there, try to contain your excitement and make sure you click that like button before you leave. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you're always notified when I upload a video, which I upload a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. So are you going to pick yourself up a set of Walker Evans shocks for your Pioneer 500? Let me know in the comments below before you leave. And don't forget, you can help support the content I create by heading over to the Appalachian Mountain Riders store and getting yourself some Appalachian Mountain Riders merchandise. Shirts are now available in toddler and kid sizes as well. And until next time, keep on riding.